eventually, because now it's like, oh, shit. And Huey and Louie are like, oh, you fucked up. You said you guys speak Finnish, Dad. Yeah, it's a very hard lie to pass. And fucking Launchpad McQuack falls down, and he just starts going, bork, shbork, shabork. And, I'm not joking. It's in the episode. He's going shbork, shbork, yabork. And, and she goes, oh, okay, I understand. Thank you for letting me know. In perfect Swedish. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and get into my review for Ducktales Episode 2, chat. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Chat, we are starting off near the events of last episode, chat. No, so Donald Duck, chat, he was going in for this big interview, and he couldn't get a babysitter for the three boys, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, chat. And so he's like, he had to call in a favor, Jay. He didn't want to do it, Jay. He's been estranged from this man for quite some time, but he had to talk with Uncle Scrooge, chat. And he says, Uncle Scrooge, I fucking hate you. You hate me, and I hate you. Can you watch my three boys while I go over this interview? And Scrooge goes, yeah, whatever, fuck it. Boys get into some shenanigans, chat, but this reignites the flame, chat, of adventure in Scrooge's soul, and also his appreciation for family. He's like, shit, I want to do this again. He's like, boys, we're going, and when Webby, little girl who I just randomly found, we're going on a goddamn adventure to Atlantis. It's like, oh, yay, can't wait to do it. I'm gonna do it. And then, chat, we cut back to Donald Duck and his interview. He didn't even get to do the interview, chat, but he was hired because he was the last candidate available, chat. He's like, I'm hired? He goes, yeah. And the person who hired him, chat, fucking Glomgold Duck, the second richest, but probably the most Scottish duck out there, chat, and arch nemesis, one of the many enemies, chat, of Scrooge McDuck. And what Glomgold wants to do, chat, he also wants to go to Atlantis and obtain the Jewel of Atlantis, chat, for himself before fucking Scrooge can do it. And so Glomgold, we get this excellent video, chat, of Glomgold Industries, and it feels kind of like a communist propaganda, chat, where it's like, we're the people company. We're all about workers' rights. It's not true. He does not about workers' rights. He says, my wealth is in employees. I love my employees, which is a fucking lie. And here at Glomgold Industries, I am the most rich and most Scottish duck there is. And I want to make sure I give you the best fucking shit you can afford. An excellent coffee maker for all 500 of my employees to share. Little cheese and crackers. That's what I'm going to give to you, okay? But we need to do some nefarious shit. And that's why he's hired on Donald Duck to be his sailor and navigator, chat, to the secret location of Atlantis. And Glomgold, he's introducing Donald to all of his other guys. He's hired a bunch of assassins, chat. And Donald, he's like, I'm a little intimidated by this, but he's like, it's not like he hasn't been around assassins before, chat, and supervillains, okay? He used to always, fight them with Uncle Scrooge way back in the day. But it's been some time, and he's like, well, it's a fucking job, I'll get paid, I'll get the hell out of here, and maybe no one will be the wiser, but he's still concerned about the boys, Huey, Louie, and Dewey, and he goes ahead and he calls, Uncle Scrooge. He's just like, hey, just want to check up on you, this job, actually, it's probably going to take me a few days, so is everything going okay? Do you mind having them for the weekend? Scrooge is like, oh, don't worry, the boys and I, we're going to stay at home, we're doing a play date, we're playing games, we're playing video games. I think that's still a thing. So, yeah, everything's going well. But little does fucking Donald Duck know that Scrooge, he has commandeered a submarine that is currently being driven by Launchpad McQuack, chat. That includes his three nephews, and Webby, chat, the granddaughter of his head caretaker, chat. And he's like, don't worry, Don will be just fine. And fucking I think one of the little boys pop up, and I think it's Louie. It's Louie, chat. He's so excited to be going on a goddamn adventure with Scrooge. He's like, yeah, I can't fucking wait. And Launchpad's like, okay, we're going under, but the fucking top of the submarine is still open, chat. And Scrooge's like, we're the top of the star, shit. And he starts drowning. Everyone starts drowning inside the sub, but it's okay. Bye, Donald. And he hangs up now. It's like, this is probably not good. It's probably not good, chat. And we get opening credits fanfare, you know, life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Wonderful, wonderful shenanigans, chat. We then cut inside the sub, and fucking Scrooge is like, Launchpad, please let me close the fucking top of the sub before you start fucking diving. And you get little Webby. Hanging out with Louie, chat, little Louie, as they're trying to get all the goddamn water out of the sub, chat. They're pumping it up. And Webby, she's a little concerned, though, because, you know, she's like, I've never lied to my grandma before, and I don't know what I should tell her. And, you know, he's like, what did you tell her before you left? I didn't tell her anything. You didn't tell her when she might have called like 100 times by now. And he's like, she's like, well, what should I do? He's like, just fucking call her and lie to her. And she's like, but isn't that bad? He goes, lying's not really bad. I mean, it's actually worse that you didn't call her at all. At least give her like a false sense of security and hope. That's what we do for Uncle Donald all the time, chat. And then we cut back to good old Uncle Donald, and he just shows the love and affection he has for his boys. He might as well be their fucking father, chat, after their mother, Della Duck, mysteriously vanished and possibly died, chat. MIA, hard MIA, but we don't know. And he's showing all the assassins and glom gold pictures of his boys. You know, he's just, you know, like, I love these kids, I miss them. But he asks this one female assassin, chat, this owl lady. He's like, well, do you have any family? And she goes, I was raised by an elite group of assassins after my parents were murdered. And he goes, okay, that's cool. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go over here now. I'm gonna go over here. Meanwhile, we cut back to the sub where Scrooge McDuck, he is plotting his course to Atlantis, okay? It's taken some time, and he doesn't want to, but his nephews and Webby, they just want to hang out with him, chat. They're so enamored with him. They think he's so cool. But he's like, I have no fucking time for you. I got to plan out this goddamn expedition. And they're like, okay, well, we'll be over here. Let us know if you need your help. He goes, I won't. And he keeps doing it. And some of the boys, like Dewey, he's kind of upset by Scrooge because he's like, I just want to, you know, be a part of the family. He's not including us in anything. And Huey and Louie like, oh, don't worry about it, Dewey. He's just busy doing his stuff. He's like, I don't even think he knows who our names are. He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, here, I'll prove it to you. Louie's like, hey, Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scrooge is like, not down, Sonny Jim. He's like, my name's not Sonny Jim. That's not our names. And I think he called me Bob once. Or no, he called me Howard. And I was like, it's not good. Eventually, Scrooge's like, all right, plot our fucking navigation to the city of Atlantis here. Launchpad, please just follow this map. We'll get there in, very quickly, actually, 16 hours. And they're like, fucking 16 hours? Uncle Scrooge, and they look at the map, Uncle Scrooge, why don't we just go this way? He says, because that way is very dangerous. Typically, sometimes the best way is the longest way. The safest way is the best way, okay? If we go through these waters, we can encounter all sorts of dangers, all right? Listen, boys, I understand, and also random girl who's also here. Now, I've been on many adventures for many decades, so I've done this before. Just stand back. Just stand back and just watch an expert, okay? And he observes the outside, Chad's like, another grand adventure. And at Launchpad, he's so fucking, he gets distracted so fucking easily, chat. And one of the boys, he grabs the map. He just starts erasing all that shit. He's like, where's it gonna go? Nice straight line. Perfect. And he puts it back on there. Launchpad's like, oh, well. And he goes in that direction, chat. And then we get some amazing editing for all these, like, hard cuts where they're attacked by a giant hentai octopus monster, by the seahorsemen, chat. And they also have to contend with Poseidon himself, chat. And they're like, and eventually fucking Scrooge McDuck grabs the map and is like, the fuck are you doing? No, I said the safest option is usually the best option. The longer the journey is fine if it's safe. Fuck, let me do this, boys, okay? Let me do this. And And at this point, they're like, sorry, Uncle Scrooge. And then you have one of the boys says, Uncle Scrooge, he goes, yes. He goes, I got to go to the bathroom. He's like, all right, we'll just fucking go up top. You'll piss off the side. He's like, no, it's the other one. He's like, fuck. What do you, there's no bathroom out here. We're in the middle of the Atlantic. We're in the middle of the Mediterranean. What do you want from me? He's like, can't we find a place? And he goes, fine. Meanwhile, chat, we cut back to Glomgold's boat, and apparently the alarms are fucking going off, and Glomgold's going, what the fuck is going on here? And he turns on the goddamn security cameras, chat, and who does he see? He sees fucking Scrooge McDuck taking the boys to the bathroom. Apparently they fucking, got right next to their boat, and they boarded, and they're using his bathroom, all asking for his permission, using his facilities without his permission. Very rude, very rude. But Glomgold's saying, this is great. Well, I'll just fucking kill Scrooge and all these other people, and we'll be good. But then Donald's like, actually, you know what? I think it'd be better if we follow him there, and then we bamboozle him, and we steal the jewel right from under him. And Glomgold's like, that's the kind of initiative I appreciate from my henchmen. Oh, geez, hey, guys, watch Mr. Duck here. He knows what he's doing. Excellent. We'll let him go. And eventually, Scrooge and the boys, they jump back into the sub, and they go off. But then fucking Glomgold, he follows them, Chad. He follows them in his own little boat. Eventually, we get to the Lost City of Atlantis. But oh no, Scrooge is doing this. Oh, boys, I'm here to show you the majesty, a sunken city, a lost to all of civilization. The boys are like, look, it's out the window. There's Atlantis. He goes, I was trying to set it. Fuck, whatever. You spoiled the fucking moment. And we see that Atlantis is kind of cool. The sunken city, chat, it's actually fallen on top of itself. It's upside down. And they're like, whoa, this is awesome. And they go to like the main temple, chat. Little do they know they're being pursued by Glomgold in his own submarine, chat, filled with assassins and Donald Duck. And he's like, Donald's just like, oh my fucking God, this is not good. This is just not fucking good. And Donald's just pissed off because Scrooge is endangering his boys. And he's like, I will not fucking have it. We will not have it. And, Scrooge and the boys and Launchpad, they all go, and Webby, they go inside it. They come up. Thankfully, there's still air inside. There's like a giant fucking air bubble, Chad, in the massive temple itself, which is fucking ridiculous. But, whatever. It's a cartoon. That's what you can expect. They go up there, and Scrooge, he observes some of the hieroglyphics. He observes the writing, and he says, apparently, the last survivors in here, they managed to draw this out. Apparently, they built this massive city, this massive structure. But because its foundation was shit, it fell into the waves and it was buried for all of eternity until I fucking found it. So he goes, excellent. And apparently deep within this ancient temple, which is filled with booby traps, haha, booby, there's the light, the Jewel of Atlantis, which apparently has immeasurable energy, clean, renewable energy. Perfect! And that's what made the Atlanteans so successful being a civilization until they fucked themselves over. He's like, boys, we gotta go ahead and get this, but we might face huge adversity. There will be many traps and dangers ahead of us. And the boys just going, we're going to get going. We're going to go traps and adversity. We're going to go right there. He's like, no. And they fucking run off. And he's like, God damn it. And eventually, I think we cut to Huey. Huey, he's like sitting in like the middle of a room, and he's just like, his fucking legs are crossed, and you're like, what's wrong with Huey? He points up, and we see these fucking buzzsaws above him, Chad. The thing is, because the whole structure is upside down, it's gone topsy-turvy, all the traps that would have killed them won't kill them now because they're all above them. And so like nothing's coming down or anything. Like the thing, like spears that would have come out of the wall, chat, they're all above them. So they're just fucking like it's breeze. They're just walking through and like, well, this is pretty fucking easy. There's no problem at all. And you get fucking Huey, Louie, and Dewey like, whoo, well, I mean, kind of sucks. Would have liked to, face some difficulty here. Would have been kind of cool. Oh, well, and they pull a fucking short round check. One of them leans aside against a wall, and he fucking activates a snake trap, chat. And all these fucking asps and vipers fall upon Launchpad McQuack. He's like, oh! And Launchpad, he gets fucking bit, chat, and he dies. Launchpad dies in the pilot episode. He does not return. Launchpad's brother returns in the other episodes. Very dark moment, chat, but he has another brother, and he plays Launchpad. It's not Launchpad, though. Launchpad is dead. And so he continues. No, he's not. But he gets fucked up really good. And they drag, eventually, they run out of the fucking room because they're being chased by ass. They just fucking leave. They do leave Launchpad to die. There's like, I guess he's just fucked. And eventually they do escape to another room. And Launchpad, he fucking crawls out, and he's just covered in these massive fucking viper bites. And he's like, he's all fucked up and derpy. And they're going, Launchpad, are you okay? He's like, and he fucking falls over. He's like, well, He wasn't really useful to begin with, so they kind of drag him along, chap, as they continue deep in the temple. Eventually, Glomgold and his guys, they show up and they follow Scrooge, but Donald, he's just very concerned. Some of the assassins tried to kill Launchpad at one point, chap, but Donald, he stops them. And they're going to kill him, but Donald says, we've got to follow them to the temple. Let's not fucking bamboozle ourselves so early on. And Glomgold's like, yeah, Mr. Duck, you're correct. I'm sorry I misjudged you. You're good at this. You clearly have done this before. He goes, yeah, I guess I have, haven't I? And eventually, the Scrooge McDuck and Dewey, they get separated from the rest of the group. And Webby, she's just so concerned about the situation of her grandma. She learns that her fucking grandma called her 47 fucking times. 47 times, Jay. That's a lot. That's a lot. She's like, I didn't really come up with a good excuse. And, Huey and Louie are like, you got to call her. You got to lie to her. And she goes, and she fucking lies and said, I'm just at a friend's house, but her uncle came in and he speaks Swedish. And it's kind of rude to speak another, language in front of someone who doesn't know it. And, and the grandma's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Put the adult on the phone right now. I want to speak to them just to make sure you're okay. And eventually, because now it's like, oh, shit. And Huey and Louie are like, oh, you fucked up. You said you guys speak Finnish, Dad. Yeah, it's a very hard lie to pass. And fucking Launchpad McQuack falls down, and he just starts going, bork, shbork, shabork. And, I'm not joking. It's in the episode. He's going shbork, shbork, yabork. And, and she goes, oh, okay, I understand. Thank you for letting me know. In perfect Swedish. Yeah, perfect fucking Swedish. And it's like, all right, easy. And so it's like, hey, the lie fucking worked. And they continue on. Meanwhile, Donald, he's like, I got to use the bathroom, guys. And he starts walking his own because he wants to try to meet up with the boys. Cancel. I'm not fucking joking. That's what happens in the episode. I swear to God. Huey and Uncle Scrooge, they get separated from the group and they come to this giant, precipice right here of one, long stretch of stones that go out and of all these fucking laser beams coming down. If you go into the light, you activate the traps. And Scrooge is like, oh, this is difficult. Might be another way around. And fucking... Huey's just like, oh, why don't we just try it ourselves? Let me try. He goes, no, you stand back and I'll do it. He goes, no, Uncle Scrooge, listen, we're not incompetent, okay? I mean, we helped you with that dragon, obviously, in the last episode, all right? We saved your fortune. Like, let us do things, Uncle Scrooge. He's like, listen, I understand you want to do stuff, but you just gotta pay attention and listen to me, all right? And he's like, here, I'll show you. And Huey starts doing I'm gonna miss all these lasers, and he hits every single fucking laser, chat, every single one. And Donald walks in at the same time, and he's below them, and so all the traps that would be going off and hitting them, they start fucking him up. But he's also stopping at the same time because if they activated, they would kill his nephews too. So he's like these giant plumes of fire shooting up in the air, and they would have burned poor little Huey, chat. Donald grabs his shield and he's covering each and single one, burning his fucking hands, trying to protect his nephew, chat, as Huey just keeps fucking it up. Or Dewey keeps fucking up every single goddamn time. And eventually he gets over the other side, and Scrooge just swings on a vine and gets over there. And they just start fucking arguing, but both of them are in the beam. And Donald's just trying to hold down the fire blast the entire time so neither of them get killed. Donald is the unsung hero. Chat, of the Ducktales. He does so much to protect his boys and Scrooge, and he gets no fucking credit. It's bullshit. Eventually, though, Donald, he meets up with Glomgold and his assassins, and they break into the chamber. They break into the goddamn chamber, chat, and they see the Jewel of Atlantis. And Glomgold's like, oh my God, we fucking did it. This is so cool. And he takes the gem. He's like, I got here before Scrooge. Yay! And then Scrooge and his gang show up. The boys and Webby and Launchpad, and they see Glomgold, and Scrooge is like, oh, Glomgold. He goes, I beat you. I finally fucking beat you. And I've kidnapped. And then Scrooge sees Donald. He's like, Donald, what are you doing here? He goes, oh, listen, man, this is the job. He's like, you're working for my arch nemesis? Donald's like, how many fucking arch nemesis do you have, man? It's like, it's hard. Listen, I didn't know it was Glomgold. And Glomgold is like, I finally got back at you, Scrooge. Not only will I become the richest in the Scottish Duck in the world, but I've also kidnapped your nephew, Donald Duck. And Donald Duck's like, wait, you knew I was Donald the whole time? He goes, yeah, I'm not fucking stupid. Of course I did. And Donald's like, oh. And he says, I'm gonna fucking just get out of here and escape with this, and I'll show the world that I am the richest and squish duck there is. And he's fucking taking off. He's fucking taking off for himself. But meanwhile, oh no, because then the whole fucking cave system starts falling in, and it separates Glomgold from his assassins. And Glomgold, he keeps going. The assassin's like, hey, Glomgold, can you help us? And he's like, fuck you. And he keeps going. The assassin's like, what the fuck, man? They're just very sad. They're very sad of the situation. But little do they know, chat, because the room, as we saw, was upside down, chat. And what Glomgold took was not the jewel. Of Atlantis, chat. It was just a lamp. He just stole a fucking red ruby lamp. Thank you, Serial. Look forward to your review of Boogie for 500 biddies. Well, that's 2,500 biddies, my friend. Solons are 500 biddies. Boogie are 2,500 biddies. But where was I, chat? Where was I? Yes. Oh, yeah. But what he stole, he didn't actually steal the Jewel of Atlantis yet because the room was upside down. He removed it. The room became dark. So he just stole a fucking, like, bauble. He just stole, like, a goddamn lamp or something, chat. If anything, it attracts people to the temple itself. And so they realized that. Thank you, Cyril, for the 100 biddies. Eventually, we see, chat, that the actual Jewel of Atlantis, it is above them because the room's opposite. And they're like, oh, there it is. And they fucking grab it. Well, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And the temple starts crashing down. It's like, whoever shall take the Jewel of Atlantis shall bring upon destruction upon themselves and everyone else. And they all start fucking running off. Chat. And eventually they get to the submarine, and Scrooge McDuck, he piles in, and Donald Duck, he's about to get in. But then the assassins, chat, they're like, hey, Donald, listen, our employer left us to die. Do you mind if we come with you? And he's like, get in. And they all fucking get in, chat. And eventually we cut to, Glomgold, chat. Glomgold, he's doing a fucking press conference saying, like, I did it. It's me. I'm the richest and most squish dock there is. All right, you're fucking welcome. But then Scrooge, he parks the submarine right next to the goddamn docks. And he says, nah, he's fucking liar, he's not. And he's like, what are you talking about? This is the actual Jewel of Atlantis. And he says, it has enough energy to power all of Duckburg for 50 goddamn years, clean and renewable. And the crowd's like, holy shit, how do you know this? Because Scrooge just says, that thing is cursed. And Glomgold's like, no, it's not. And then this fucking hentai sea serpent grabs Glomgold. She's like, no, curse you, Scrooge. And he's dragged away, and he's fucking dragged away, chat, to the depths, back to Atlantis. And meanwhile, Donald, he's just kind of like, okay, listen. Because he saw the skills of the boys fighting Glomgold and the assassins. And he's like, boys, I know I can be a little overprotective, like a little bit. He goes, let me finish. He's like, I care about you. I love you. And seeing you with Scrooge, it just reminds me that, we're family. And that I can't trust you to be responsible even when you're irresponsible. All I'm saying is that I realize that I should give you boys more credit for you making your own decisions and for taking care of yourselves. I'm never going to stop loving you, but I just wish you'd just be honest with me, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy to trust you more. And the boys are like, Uncle Donald, we're sorry we lied to you. And he's like, it's okay. Just please be honest with me. And they go, and they fucking big group hug. And we see Webby's grandmother come over. And, she's like, Webby. And Webby's like, Grandma, I'm so sorry I lied to you. I didn't mean to. She goes, listen, it's fine. It's not fine that you lied to me. But I trust Scrooge. Like, he is the safest person that you can possibly be with other than fucking me, of course. Just tell me what's going on next time. She goes, okay, I will. I'm sorry. She goes, no problem. They fucking hug. And, Donald goes and talks to Scrooge. He goes, listen, the boys really like you. I miss you. And it would be great if, we can visit on holidays sometimes. And Scrooge is like, I've missed you too, nephew. And I would like that. I'd like you to come visit me. And they're like, yay, we're moving. Yeah, we can't wait to go see Uncle Scrooge. He's like, yeah, but only on holidays, only on holidays. We're not going to do this all the time. And then the fucking background chat, we see Donald Duck's boat just fucking explodes. And he's like, the fuck did you three do? And they're like, we may have forgot to turn the boat's engine off. And Scrooge is like, well, I do happen to have a spare 20 or so rooms at McDuck Mansion. And Donald's like, oh my God, this is going to be my life again. And then we cut. And Donald and the boys are moving into Scrooge's mansion, each picking their own room, Chad, each picking their own room. And we see, I think it's Huey. We see Huey. He's back in the garage shed. He sees that painting of Scrooge and of Donald, fighting these people. And he notices like a part of the painting's kind of torn, Chad, like it's fallen over. And he lifts the part of the image up, and he sees this female duck that's there, Della Duck, and he goes, Mom? Oh my God, Chad, Mom, the Della Duck, the person who was lost to time to Ducktales, is like, that is Huey, Louie, and Dewey's mother, Chad, the mother of the triplets. What has happened to her, Chad? Whatever occurred, we do not know. We'll find out someday, though, Chad, in Ducktales. But that, my friends, is my spoiler review for Ducktales Episode 2.